Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here, and a few days ago now, we actually got the official gameplay trailer for the brand new expansion pack for The Sims 4, which is of course Horse Ranch. It's 2 out of 2 expansion packs that we were promised for this year, and I don't usually react to these gameplay trailers just because I kind of like discovering it like for myself, and I like tuning into the live streams where you get a little bit more information. This one I was kind of intrigued by because, as we all know, when I watched the reveal trailer, I was like, is this really an expansion? I think I'm gonna have to wait on like more gameplay, but also I'm worried that there isn't more gameplay. And I've only just like really started seeing like tweets about it, and it seems that a lot of people feel the same way that I do. This is the type of trailer where like the sim kind of talks over it, so I want you all to hear what she's like saying, and then we'll go through like a little play-by-play.
Introduction to Chestnut Ridge was a little rocky.
It's a horse rock.
To live a real ranch life, but also how amazing it can be.
Okay, so
Come
we
on,
have her
I'll show
riding
you
a
the
horse. Kind of assumed that that was going to be
Community
some
plays a big part in
gameplay.
life out here. Without my
Okay.
friend Sienna, who knows where I would have ended up? She's the horse trainer and owner of the equestrian center in town, where all the competitions like barrel racing and jumping take place.
I'm confused. Like, oh, I said I was going to play it all the way through. Okay, I'll keep that thought in my head.
Sage,
I promise.
my horse, is
Aw.
super friendly.
I have a
She put up with
toddler
all
called
of my
Sage right
horsing
now.
around while I learned how to ride.
Not the horsing
Some
around.
horses wouldn't have been as patient with a new rider. Once in a while, there are more
She looks
aggressive
so
or
pissed
defiant
off.
horses. They're like people that way, with different personalities and traits.
Chomp.
But the closer you
The
are with a
flame horse. He looks like
easier it is
Roscoe
to
from
practice
Animal
your
Crossing.
skills.
Oh,
You'll see
okay, I
folks
kind of love
mounted up
that.
pretty much everywhere, going on long rides out in the park or through town.
Okay, so other
Horses
Sims
need a
also
lot of
own
space,
horses
too.
and like
When we got
ride
Sage,
around.
We ended up redesigning our property to make space for her.
Okay, nice. So you can just
What
build
else are
your
we gonna
own.
do? She's part of the family.
It's not like the
Sometimes
cows and
I'll head over at my
llamas.
friend Umber's place to help out when the family members are all busy. Look how cute their foal is.
Okay, the
She
foals are
definitely inherited
cute.
her mom's friendly nature.
Their ears
If you do
moving is
decide
really
to adopt
cool.
a horse, know that it takes work to meet all their needs and keep them happy. They need to be fed, played with, brushed, trained.
I'm still just
and
seeing a
cleaned up
lot of
after, too.
gameplay around
And if you
horses.
have other animals like mini goats and sheep, well, it can be a lot all at once.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I would
Of
be
course, you
falling
could
asleep
always
if I
hire a
had all
ranch
of
hand
that.
to do that.
Okay.
They're great at everything, from tending our nectar crops to picking up manure. Just hit up a community board to hire one. You can also check out any horses up for sale or adoption while you're looking.
Not
I
another
risk it,
board. Not another
All
one.
that hard work really starts to feel good when you realize how far you've come. When I
Okay.
first started making nectar, I wasn't great at it. I made a lot of messes and quite a few subpar batches.
I am honestly really excited for nectar making. I'm so glad that that is
Now,
making a
I make
return.
profit selling all kinds of nectar. Old
Ooh.
Roberto Crinkletop even shared his secret recipe with me.
Legend.
But I'll take that one to my grave and beyond. He's actually very nice, if a little odd. Sometimes
Oh,
he
I
shows up
love
to
an
hit the
odd
dance floor,
townie.
but no one really knows where he lives. I think he likes it that way.
Oh my god, he's the
But
Greg.
They've been here for generations.
Actually, we all
and
know
they're
where Greg
brand
lived.
new like me.
Oh,
Everyone out here has an interesting story.
the foal playing with the ball.
Maybe it's time to start your story too.
I have to say, they said, hey, we're gonna release a gameplay trailer, but like, still all of the gameplay revolves around horses, which like, I get, it's a horse expansion pack. Obviously, we do get nectar making, but like, those are the only 2 things I've really seen. Like, a ranch hand is like, I guess a little bit interesting, but they're just really there to help you out with like your farm if it gets too big. Sorry, not farm, ranch. I'm struggling to see like the expansion size, and I know it all comes down to like horses are expensive, they take a lot of work, they take an awful lot of animation. They're the first like animal that we have like a big animal, and the rig has to like freely move around the map. That takes a lot of background work, and I fully understand that, but this still doesn't feel fleshed out enough. Like, it doesn't feel like there's enough little pieces to call this an expansion, if you know what I mean. Like, we have line dancing, we have nectar making, but gardening was already a thing. Dance floors were kind of already a thing. I know they like reanimated it, and it like, I don't know. I do like the detail on the fact that this horse is like going through water and like leaves little like hoof prints and stuff. I like that this rock is a horse head. Oh, I hate the use of first person camera. It makes me so uncomfortable. I don't know why I hate it so much. I kind of want to do a video of like just first person mode because it makes me so uncomfy, but I also know that that would probably make so many of you sick because the motion sickness is real. I like how the world feels, honestly, but I am like, how are horses gonna work in other worlds? Maybe they're gonna work in Mount Komorebi because they have like the walking trails. Obviously in San Sequoia we also had like the lake path, and maybe those kind of came as like a precursor to horses because they were like, okay, well, we've kind of started to figure out horses, so we can kind of lift what we've learned about horses and plop them into like earlier packs. Or maybe those earlier packs like help create the foundations for like horse like trails exploration. It honestly, like these big expanding views does remind me of Selva Dorada, so I think actually horses in Selva Dorada could be quite cool, but I don't know how they're gonna work, you know, in other areas, other worlds, because a lot of places don't feel as open as that one does. We have yet to see a unicorn. Someone said that this like toddler was wearing like a unicorn onesie. I don't think they are. Like this does not have a horn on it. This is just like a little mane. I don't think that we're getting unicorns. I know we've seen like a horn asset, but there's also a horn asset for cats and dogs, and they can't obviously be unicorns, but I don't think that that asset is actually gonna mean that we're getting unicorns. I merely think it is like an aesthetic thing that you can just put on your horses, which is like cute if you like throw a kid's birthday party and you want to hire a horse and like dress them up as a unicorn. That would actually be quite cool. Like horses having jobs, like you could hire them for like a kid's birthday party. No, stop, because I know that's not going to be a thing, and I don't know why. That's such a personalized thing. That was such a random thing for me to think of, but it would be cute. So we have Sienna. Obviously, we're getting horse competitions. It looks like these are awards for the competitions, so this looks like the barrel racing. We've got show jumping. I don't really know what these ones are for. Maybe, I doubt we're getting dressage, because that feels like very English writing. I don't know if there is like a Western equivalent. So it says that she owns like the place where all the competitions happen, but this like where they're showing right now doesn't look like that area. Like I swear we've seen like a big green thing, haven't we? So I don't even think that competitions are going to be active, which is slightly sad. I feel like this is just like a practice area. I would like it if competitions were active. I think that could at least like add something to me. I feel like we've had activeness recently, especially when it comes to like prom in high school years. And we also have the village contests in cottage living. So I personally would like it if you could actually like take your horses to the competition, watch your sim actually do the competition. That would make it feel different from The Sims 3. It would definitely make it feel a little bit more in depth other than just like a rabbit hole. I know that we have like customization, like this is cool, but at the end of the day, like horses are horses, aren't they? Cats and dogs still isn't my favorite expansion pack, never has been, never ever will be. I do feel like cats and dogs was also lacking as an expansion. However, we did have the vet career with cats and dogs, which kind of bumped it out a little bit more in my opinion, even though I never ever play as a vet. So I'm kind of hoping that there's like cross pack between the veterinary career and also horses. If you already own cats and dogs, like maybe you can become like a horse vet and you actually like get called out to the horses. However, having said that, we haven't seen any ill horses. Like usually like cats and dogs, they have like spinning stars around their head or they drool, and we haven't seen like horses be sick. Obviously we know that they can have foals. I do like this. I like that it's not like cottage living. I'm so glad that we actually get to like design our own stables, and that means that you can pretty much like run your own stable. I feel like, I don't know if you can hire out your horses or like place bets on horses, but it does seem that you can like really customize like your own experience with them. I think it works much better than I said like the cottage living animals. Hopefully gonna work better than The Sims 3. 3 stables because they really were like super overpowered. We have the little foal. Not gonna lie, he looks like he's made out of Play-Doh. He looks like Morph, but I'm not mad at the fact that we get foals. I'm actually really, really glad that they are a thing. I'm glad that I'm assuming you can breed horses, which is quite nice. I feel like I need to read through like the notes. And then obviously you can adopt horses as well. Oh my word. Oh, that's a child getting on the horse. It's like, what is happening over here? Honestly, quite like the fact that it feels as if you will be as busy in this as people were in Cottage Living. That's one of my favorite things about Cottage Living is the gameplay actually feels like difficult to keep on top of. And I feel like this could be the same way, especially if you have like horses and you breed horses and you like adopt horses. They're gonna take up a big portion, and then you also have like the miniature animals, and then you also alongside that have a garden for nectar making. I feel like those are a lot of things to like balance, and that I am looking forward to. However, like I said, it just doesn't feel like there's enough filler for me. Like I would have preferred so much more. Manure makes a great fertilizer. Okay, cool, we know that. I mean, it kind of goes hand in hand with gardening, which, like I said, gardening has had like what 3 or 4 updates in its lifetime, and I feel like you're only really going to use gardening to get ingredients to then make your nectar, which like makes sense, but it's not new, you know? This is the big green building, so I'm fairly sure this is where the competitions are held. This is the one that I was talking about, because they kind of have like all of these banners up. In the last trailer that we saw, they had like a little area where they had some barrels and they had jumps set up, so that was kind of what was making me think that we were gonna get actual like physical competitions that you yourself could like take your sim to, travel there, and then partake in them, and it not just be a rabbit hole like The Sims 3. So we know that contests are a thing, but we don't know how they're gonna go about them. But I think they would have shown them if it was active. So strawberry looks like it equals flirty. You have grapes, which equals cool, sophisticated, I don't, maybe confident moodlet, and then apple maybe like dazed, which is quite nice because we all know that right now juice doesn't really do anything to your Sims emotions, so I'm kind of hoping that you can actually get dazed off nectar. That's something I would like to see. Dancing on top of tables and counters. Bring that back. Oh, horses get their own little graves. No, stop, that's so sad. But we did see a sim drink some nectar, and I'm fairly sure it was from that old dude, actually. Like, his secret recipe is definitely one to bring sims back from the dead. It's gonna be like ambrosia, but it's gonna be within the nectar. I honestly wish it was the horses who had the power to do that. I think that would be really sick. I, at first, when I watched that trailer, thought the horse had brought someone back from the dead, but I think it was just like him giving them nectar. You can share the sheep. I'm assuming there's cross-pack compatibility there if you have like nifty knitting, kind of like in Cottage Living, where if you share the llamas, you then get wool and then you get a discount on your knitting. Hopefully that is the case, or that will feel like a massive oversight. You can also milk, so I'm assuming you can use that like as an ingredient. The foal playing with the ball. That's one thing I will say. There doesn't seem to be like loads of activities for horses. Like obviously I know that there's barrel racing and show jumping, but apart from that, we've only really seen them like go for like hacks out in the world and also play with a ball. I don't know what other things you could add for horses, but I remember in The Sims 3 we had like salt licks. I've yet to see a salt lick in any of these trailers. Obviously this is the new like line dancing, so I mean it's just a new animation, isn't it, at the end of the day? I just think there was a lot more they maybe could have added. And it's not even that I'm like disappointed in like the big gameplay elements. Like they actually seem to have gone quite in depth with horses, and I actually like the look of nectar making as well. We actually do see racks, so hopefully we can like actually age our nectar. You know, I am gonna be living out my, I was gonna say parent trap. I'm gonna make Chessie in The Sims 4, but the actual main gameplay like seems like it's in depth. It's just that like miscellaneous items that I think that we're missing that could like kind of bump it up a little bit, like pool tables I think would have been really cool. Maybe like some gambling added in. We have Sabak in Journey to Buuuut if you own that pack. I think it would have been sick if we got mechanical bulls. I actually use mechanical bulls so frequently finale. Obviously, they haven't shown off unicorns. They could be leaving them as like a surprise for either the live stream or for players to discover by themselves, but I highly doubt it. I think the horn is just gonna be an aesthetic thing. I'm quite interested in how nectar selling is gonna work, honestly. I really hope that you can like sell it to bars and you can earn fame off that. I think you will be able to earn fame. And then obviously you can use like the self-employed, like enter your own career name in here and you could be like nectar maker. Basically build your own brand, which is quite fun. That would be sick if you could like tie that into the social media element that we have in the game, although I do feel like we already have like 10,000 different social medias, but like Simstagramming your nectar and like growing a following that way. I just feel like for a gameplay trailer, it didn't go as in depth as I really wanted it to, or maybe I was just expecting more and we're just not getting that much. We're not gonna know all of that until we actually do get our hands on it, but thank you all so much for tuning in. Let me know how you felt about this one. I appreciate you all. And also, as I talked about in the beginning, there is a live stream happening, which I'm hoping will go into more detail, and that's actually happening on Friday, the 14th of July. This isn't sponsored. This isn't like me advertising that. I just want to let you know in case you missed that, because I personally wasn't aware of the date until someone over on my Twitch the other day asked me. So Friday, the 14th of July at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 7 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. CEST, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. And I'll probably see you lot over on the live stream if you're watching. I'll see you in chat. Bye!